We're all here because we love Pokemon, but no one loves every Pokemon. I mean, there are over 1,000 Pokemon now. It would be crazy if every single one of them appealed to even one individual. It's part of what makes the series so universally loved. For every Pokemon, there's at least one person who calls it their favorite, even if 99% of the rest of the fanbase says it's ugly. There's really something for everyone, whether you like dinosaurs or little guys, borderline humans in a Pokeball, or a fish with giant lips. I'm always shocked when I find out that a Pokemon I just assumed was universally hated turns out to be someone's favorite. The Raticate fans really came out of the woodworks in Subjectively's very first video. I'm constantly reminded that there's no such thing as an objectively bad Pokemon design because there are so many people who enjoy the franchise and all of them have different tastes. Of course, we all have that one Pokemon that really just rubs us the wrong way. Even if we can't all agree on it, it's hard to shift your opinion on a design that just doesn't appeal to you. But if you're an artist like me or my 3 friends I'm about to introduce you to, you don't have to complain. You can just fix what you don't like. Today, I'm joined by Emilio Vargas, Tubbs AZ, and the Aussie artist as we pick 2 of our least favorite Pokemon designs and make some changes to how they look so that they go from disappointments to dreams come true. The prompt here was simple. Identify 2 Pokemon you don't like, any 2 Pokemon, and redraw them in a way that would make them more appealing to you. Remember, these are not objective fixes, just a new version of the Pokemon that makes them more subjectively appealing. That said, we all sort of agreed with our picks and the changes that we each made. Of course, if you disagree with us, let us know down in the comments. Or if you do agree that the Pokemon we picked were unappealing, but you don't like the changes that we made, let us know what you would have done differently. But enough from me, let's hear from my collaborators and take a look at the changes we made to our least favorite Pokemon.
Well, I am the Aussie artist. I'm Australian, believe it or not. I'm on Instagram. That's pretty much mainly what I do. I do actually have a YouTube channel, but I'm so bad at keeping consistent with it. I think I have 1 proper video and then one I recorded myself drawing Pokemon from memory or something. So I'm basically just Instagram, but yeah, I've been drawing for a while now and mostly just Pokemon and stuff.
Alright, so you heard him. Go check out the Aussie artist on YouTube and on Instagram.
Hello, my name is Emilio. I also am on Instagram. I do a bunch of drawing. I do also have a YouTube channel that I don't use very much. I'm excited. I don't know what else to say. I have a bunch of socials.
We'll throw those up on screen. We'll put them up right here. Boom. There's the socials. Bam. Boom. There they are. Look at those. Woo. Nice. Nice socials.
Yeah, who's this next guy? Who's he?
Never seen this guy before.
I'm Jack. Thank you so much for having me, guys. This is an honor to be here. That's partially a joke, but also partially I feel very fortunate that I could get all of you guys here together. And I am personally a very big fan of all of your works, so to me it was a big deal to snag all of you guys for one video. And I am also very excited to see what you guys all have today.
I'm excited to be here. I'm Tubbs. I'm a little similar to Aussie where I'm mostly on Instagram. I do have a Twitter. Saying that I'm active there is a lie. But yeah, I've mostly just been drawing Pokemon for as long as I can. It's just about the only thing I do draw. All I can draw is funny little monsters.
It's a gift and a curse.
You draw them so well.
All right, take it away.
All right, so got a few little slides.
Ooh, look at you.
Right, so I'll take you back to last year, Scarlet and Violet. That was the first Pokemon game in a while that I actually went in blind. I only knew the Pokemon that were officially revealed. And that's the first time I've done it since X and Y, which was my first game. And so I just remember playing the game, I was loving it, just getting to see all these new Pokemon. And I got to the area that was all arid and mountainy, and I just saw tumbleweeds rolling around. And I literally didn't even realize they were Pokemon until I saw one just stop dead in his tracks. And I was like, what just happened there? And so I started a battle with it. I was like, oh my god, look at this little guy. It's I just loved him. He's just so funny. And Grass and Ghost is such a cool type. Yeah. So I found out you have to walk around with him for 1,000 steps or something. So he was just my little pal for this whole time walking around. and then he evolved. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so cool. And it's Brambleghast. What is this? It's just bigger and he gets a smile face. It's just so disappointing. Yeah. It's just the Gez bigger thing that everyone hates, and it just I was just so disappointed. Like, I expected him to be my team member for the rest of the game, but I couldn't look at him. It was just disappointing.
After all those steps together.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but you gotta go. And I had a vision in my mind. I was like, what I want Bramblin to evolve into. Well, I'll just show it, actually. This is literally what I envisioned back when I was playing the game.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Oh.
the face is pretty similar, but I wanted to, I don't know, just make it more interesting. And like, I just really followed the rule of cool for both of these. Just like, do whatever. Like, I gave him these cool big hands with thorns, and like, for some reason, I gave him a hole in his chest with another eye. Like, I don't know why.
I love that.
You know, first of all, I love the rule of cool here, applied very well. And, you know, when you said you were disappointed with Brambleghast, I agreed with you, but I'm so used to it now. I'm like, what would be different about it? I couldn't, until I saw what you've created, I couldn't visualize. And I was like, yes, of course. It should be more humanoid. It should have, like, something that makes it feel like it's progressing and not just growing.
Yeah.
And it's still got a
Yeah.
haunting feel to it, but it feels so much more monstrous now.
Yeah.
When you were talking about Brambleghast and I was almost thinking like Brambleghast would almost work better as like just a single stage, but like seeing this,
literally.
seeing this, it's like, oh no, they could have done more.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is great, honestly. Yeah, I like. Yeah. I like the.
We're all stunned. It's great.
I really like
Yeah.
the middle eye, and I don't know if you thought about this, but I like the idea of this guy like rolling into a ball, even though it's like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't know why I
didn't
thought
think of that.
he could do that.
I imagine its arms could like maybe almost mimic the same shape as Brambleghast by just like wrapping around itself, like almost it's trying to grab at the main body.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect design notes, by the way.
I didn't really change the dex entry. I just made it. I think it says like it will open the branches on its head. I changed it to head and hands because now he actually has hands.
I assume that they made Bramblin because of the open world, and they wanted that reaction for people to be like, wait, is that a Pokemon?
Yeah.
But now I'm picturing Brambleghast, and it's like such a different thing. Like, you see it dragging its arms behind it. I'm picturing like Fiddlesticks from League of Legends, the way it like can't really support itself as it walks, and it's kind of like half alive and half animated by some supernatural force.
Yeah.
Kind of gives me like Cacturn vibes too, where like Cacnea
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like small and
Yeah.
cute, and then Cacturn is like, that's a little creepy. Kind of freaking me out now.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably follow you around.
It honestly gives me a little bit of like cryptid vibes because
Oh, yeah.
as an Arizonan, I was very disappointed with our tumbleweed Pokemon. I'm like, that's my stuff. That's my whole state. That's what we got here, and it's kind of just a tumbleweed. It almost feels cryptidy with like the long, weird, disproportionate body.
For sure.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next one is actually one that Mr. Bonnie John in the last video.
Yes.
And it is Coalossal. Now, I want to preface this by saying, in this line, the one I actually hate the most is Carcole.
Valid.
I just think it's weird. I don't know. Like, Coalossal is better, but I still don't love it. But my biggest issue with the whole line is if you look at Roly-Poly, I actually love Roly-Poly.
Yeah.
It's just, it's simple. This little guy, he rolls around. The one thing that always gets me is the eyes. Why did they do this? Why did they get rid of the...
Yeah.
Very strange.
It's so weird. I literally don't know. Like, he's got this cool orangey red glowing eye, and then they just got the Gen 1 triangle eyes.
They
Like, it's
really
just-
are.
Yeah. True.
It would be such a simple fix if they just had the glowy eyes. Like, it wouldn't make them a whole lot better, but it would just be that little bit better.
Or one eye. I really like that Roly-Poly has one eye.
Yeah, the one eye, yeah.
Roly-Poly feels like such a little dude, like such a little creature, and the rest just feel like, okay, we need a minecart and we need a monster.
I've heard people say that it looks like when you stretch Mario's
I was
face. in
gonna
Mario
say.
Yeah, I can see that.
So this is actually not the first time I've attempted redesigning Coalossal. So the ones on the right I did like 2 years ago, and the one on the left is my initial sketch for this project. As you can see, I didn't redesign Carcole this time, but like I think like they could use some work on the right, but I still like Carcole, the one I did better. And as you can see, I stayed more true to what Coalossal usually is. Like the one on the left is obviously a bit more crazy. Like I gave him cannon hands and tank treads and like a chimney smokestack thing, which I was pretty happy with this. I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. And then this idea just like hit me in my sleep, and I woke up in a cold sweat. I was like, oh my god, I gotta make this.
It happens.
It makes zero sense. I just like, let's just do it for no reason. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
And so I introduce you to.
Yes. Yes.
So-
Oh my, this is so good.
I just don't know why. I was like, oh wait, it would be so cool to make Coalossal into Godzilla for like, I don't know why.
It's the rule of cool again.
the rule of
The
cool.
rule of cool, exactly. The only rule I follow.
We love self-indulgent designs here. Like, there are going to be comments where it's like, oh, it's too different from the original Coalossal, and it's like, well, that's fine. That's okay. We're here because we don't like these Pokemon. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think like Coalossal, Gigantamax Coalossal, I don't know, it's just better. And like I took some inspiration, like
I'm not sure about that.
so, my Siri is responding. On the belly he's got like the furnace thing, which Gigantamax has. And also the tail is supposed to be like an exhaust pipe because it's inspired by like Shin Godzilla specifically.
The color
Which,
scheme
like-
really gives that.
Yeah, actually, now you mentioned that, I did actually do a purple
oh
one.
yes,
No,
yes.
no, purple
Yeah.
is like my favorite color. I would have to
Yeah.
say on this.
Yeah, that's a really good shiny.
Yeah, I honestly think it looks cooler than the orange. Yeah, I also did a little signature move sketch. Go Godzilla Blast.
Yes.
It just
Yes.
destroys everything in a certain direction. Like even the trainer gets knocked out as well.
Just absolutely catastrophic.
Oh, and I love that the spines light up as it's actually releasing the full blast.
I have to say, I really respect the decision to just stay with the Coalossal being a kaiju.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot that turn into a train, and I like the train idea
Yeah.
for Coalossal a lot. But like, they obviously wanted to make it a kaiju, but it feels like they really didn't go hard enough into it being a kaiju.
No, yeah.
But this design just takes that idea and runs with it.
Oh, well, so that's all I have for my
Fantastic.
slides.
I love it.
Now,
yeah.
now I feel like underprepared for my own recording. I don't have slides or anything. I don't have sketches for you guys. It's like Bonnie. Something about Coalossal
no.
makes people create these insane presentations. All right, well, thank you, Ozzy. This was fantastic.
No worries.
That's great.
Can move on to Emilio. And you know, if you don't have a
All right.
presentation, we're all gonna point and laugh at you. That's all it is. If you don't have slides
I
and
mean, the
The
sketches,
shaming will begin.
And I mean, I deserve that, honestly. It's kind of embarrassing.
You're kind of cringe.
I'll start. Well, here's a Mamoswine.
Yep.
That's certainly Mamoswine.
Uh,
It's him.
so, okay. I'll be honest, I don't hate Mamoswine. I think it's a good design. Personally, in my brain, something about it tells me that you could do more with this idea. It's like a little too simple, maybe? I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know if
It's weird,
people
yeah.
have like strong opinions about it or not. I don't hear anyone talking like about it.
no, I think that's what it is. It's just underwhelming. Like, it's not offensive. It's not insulting. It's not
True.
like horrendous. It's just because also like I don't think anyone expected Piloswine to get an evolution to begin with. Like, no one really cared that much about the rest of the line.
Yeah.
And like it's so unexpected that it decided to just turn into a pig mammoth that it's, you know, like I think a lot of people are just like, okay, well, that exists. What really blows my mind is that it's in Pokemon Unite, that they decided to add this as a
Yeah.
playable character
Yeah,
in Unite.
That's true.
Is it like a fighter?
It is.
yeah.
I think so.
What?
But anyway, this is what I chose to do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's good. I like that. I like the ski mask thing.
oh, I love the colors.
The style. The style.
Yeah.
I've always thought it's probably a ski mask on purpose on like regular Mamoswine, but I think
That's a good
they
point.
could go harder with it. And I don't know, I feel like this is a little more, it's not even that different.
No, it's just like, it's got more to it. It's just, everywhere I look, there's just some little detail that you made that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it could be fun if it was like a little mountain kind of at the top.
Yeah, that makes it
yeah.
feel more related to Piloswine too, because Piloswine has that big like hump on its back.
It's more of a pig now than what Mamoswine was, which was a really weird like body shape and stuff, and this is so much better.
Yeah.
Sure, this is a lot more swine than Mamo.
Yeah. Yeah.
More swine than Mama. I also love it. You really only added one extra color. I guess you changed the base color a little bit, and then you've really only added one extra color. That layering, where it goes from the snow to like the really heavy fur, and then like the lighter, more saturated fur underneath it. That really does so much in breaking up all that negative space that's on Mamoswine already. All of the activity in Mamoswine just happens at the front of it, and there's still not a lot going on. So now you've created something that definitely gives it a lot more flow throughout the entire design.
Thank you.
I really love the swirly eyebrows. I love that design motif. It's just it's nice. I like it.
Just such a fun little pattern.
Yeah.
That's because I think Mamoswine is fine, but the expression is kind of weird. Like it's not. I don't feel like it's angry enough. You know?
Yeah, it's the original art makes it look angry. This makes it look grumpy, which I like a lot more because he's not like pissed. He's like, stay off of my mountain. Like, I'm not coming to look for a fight, but
I am a mountain.
I stay off of me.
He's had a rough day and he's just a little angry.
Whoa, wait! I just had a realization about Mamoswine because we were talking about like that almost goggle-like shape around his eyes. Is it supposed to look like a mammoth skull? Not the eyes, but the nose cavity. Like,
Oh, you're right.
like if you look at a mammoth skull, like it looks like they have an eye in the center of their skull, but that's their nose.
Like the trunk is missing.
Yeah, where like the trunk would be.
The trunks don't got no bones, so they don't.
No
they
bone
don't,
in there.
It could
no
be
bone.
that. Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah.
this came out fantastic, and I really do love your style.
Oh shucks.
Yeah, big
Yes,
improvement. Yeah.
The style is so beautiful.
I love the snow you added as well, like flying off
you,
him.
thank you.
That's just like a nice little touch.
All right, that's that guy. Next up,
Oh,
so I have a complicated relationship with Mr. Mime because I feel like it's not a good design, but I kind of still like it though.
He's funny.
Maybe
I get that.
it's just how weird he is and how much he shows up and everything.
yeah.
It has just made me kind of like him, but it's still not something I would use.
He's still weird.
So-
yeah.
Hard agree.
So I was thinking, how would I make it something that I would actually like without like getting rid of what makes it appealing for me? And this is what I did.
Whoa! Oh my god! Oh, I love it.
This is so good.
Oh my!
He's creepy in a good way
Yes.
now.
He's so rubbery.
This is so much better.
Yes.
I'm just taking
I
this
love
in.
it.
I really love the way you did the legs. And like that's just just looks so nice. It looks like it evolved from Mime Jr. now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was trying. Yeah, because I love Mime Jr. I think it's so much better. I don't know.
It does so much with the concept of being a clown or like Mime.
Yeah.
It's like the stretchiness, the way the color is distributed, and like just everything about it. It's just like
I love the style.
Also,
he looks like a happy little dude.
thank you. I feel like people might say that this is more of a jester than a mime. But then I look at Mr. Mime and this is still not a mime to me.
Yeah.
Very true.
I don't know.
Yeah, mime is such a loose term in this case. Like, I think the mime comes from, you know, his movements and the way he puts his hands up and creates the barriers and stuff. I think that's the mime side. I don't think visually Mr. Mime has ever had a strong mime aesthetic. And actually, I would say you probably made him more mimey because you gave him the white face and the makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I also really like the rubberiness of it. It feels like an old cartoon. It's like that perfect balance between creepy and charming that I think Mr. Mime as it exists now almost has, but this does it
Almost.
so much better.
I just can't stop looking at it. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm. The use of the dark blue and the color palette is so nice. I love its head, the little
Just the
jester
shapes
hat
and-
going on,
Yeah.
and the shininess to it. It feels like it would have like a lot of animations of it just like pulling on its body or stretching.
Oh yeah. I can picture it like grabbing one of its arms and throwing it forward like one of those little sticky hand
Oh my
toys.
god,
Oh.
yes.
And like
Just
sticking
slap
onto
people
someone's
with it.
face. Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is great, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like psychic types are usually like kind of aliens for some reason.
Yeah,
Or
they
at
tend
least
to be.
Some of them are.
Yeah, that makes
So I
sense.
wanted to throw some of that in there.
Yeah.
I think it comes across a little bit. But that's it.
Absolutely.
It's definitely more of a Pokemon and less of like a guy that marries Ash's mom.
Yeah. So see, if I saw this guy next to Ash's mom, I would feel like this is her little creepy monster minion. But like,
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
Not a freeloader in her
yeah,
house.
not like some weird old relative.
Yeah, this could be your friend.
Yeah, he can be my friend, but he'll probably pick my pocket. But I'll be okay with it because he's so cute.
Yeah, he looks like a goober. He could be a friend.
Anyway, that's everything for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Great job.
Such a beautiful style. Those were so great.
Yeah. All right. So, first guy I picked was Beartic, or Beartic. That's got to be how it's pronounced. Because I love bears, and I love bears in fantasy, and like before Ursaluna, which I like, there wasn't really a bear Pokemon that I loved. My favorite was probably just Ursaring, and it was like good because it was the most bear-like of any of the existing bear Pokemon, but it was kind of just a bear, which was disappointing. And
What about Snorlax?
Yeah, Snorlax. I mean, I like Snorlax, but he doesn't play into the bear fantasy. He's like a teddy bear. Like he's like a very stylized depiction of a bear.
Snorlax exists as his own creature.
Right. Like he's a Gen 1 Pokemon that's like you can call him a bear, you can call him a big Totoro, you can call him a pillow.
Yeah.
Like he's so many different things. But like Cubchoo is really cute. It's a shame that it's
Yeah.
got a giant booger hanging out of its nose. I don't
I like his little
love
boogie.
that. I like
I kind of like that.
I it's a really cute concept, and it's just I love it despite it. But then like the evolution, not really building on that in a creative way. Like he's got a spit beard, which is like, okay, you could sell me on that, but Beartic does not sell me on it because it's just so unexciting. And I feel like there's so many different things you could do with an ice beard. Like that sounds really cool. But a lot of Beartic is just awkward, even aside from the beard. Its head is so small and
Pointy.
yeah, pointy. It kind of looks like an anvil dropped on its head, and like a cartoon bump like came out of it.
Dude, yeah. I
And
never noticed.
and then it's also got the crotch fur thing going on.
Looks
Which-
stranger in 3D.
Yeah, and it looks really weird in 3D. So those were the main things I wanted to fix. I gotta say that I don't think I changed it that much, but I fixed the biggest problems that I had with it.
Ooh. Oh, the head.
Oh,
It's good.
I like this. Yeah.
It's like braided, but like
Yeah.
ice or something.
I played around a lot with the beard and making it look braided because I wanted it to be really extravagant, but I thought maybe that was a little too much for just like a 2-stage pure ice type Pokemon. I didn't want it to look like a legendary, but I was thinking of Volibear from League of Legends, where he has like those big braids coming down from the side. I wanted to kind of break up the space in general because in the original Beartic design, it's just kind of relying on that spit beard to carry all of the heavy lifting for the design on the top. So I brought back the blue head that Cubchoo has because
Yeah, I like that.
I kind
That's
of like
great.
how it makes Cubchoo look like it's got a cold. You know, if you're in a cartoon, like your face is all blue and you're shivering. I kind of like that. Plus, it draws the attention up to the front. I gave him kind of like a big puff of fur on the front with a little bit more like frozen bits of spit that kind of break up the chest a little bit. And then that way there's more visual stuff going up on the top, and then I could get rid of the crotch fur so that he's not...
He's so cold now.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
Oh, this is
I
so
love
much
this.
better.
It
Yeah.
is. Oh, it's the beard that gives like almost Viking-y vibes, which I feel
Yeah.
works for a bear because Vikings, they love them bears.
Yeah. Like, this is what I want when I say, like, I want a good bear Pokemon to, like, really have that, like, big, chunky, like, the potential to be tough and scary and hit you with a giant claw, but also, like, if you wanted him to look friendly, he could absolutely be friendly, too.
It's definitely like so Barry.
Oh, I was gonna say, how tall is Beartic usually?
He's huge. He's 8
Whoa.
like 8'11",
What?
I think.
Dang.
Because, like, polar bears are the largest species of bear.
I never noticed how much of a triangle Beartic is until right now.
Yeah, it's very... I mean, I guess that there's nothing objectively wrong with that. I just don't like it.
I think this works so much better. I don't know.
Thank you.
He also had kind of weird eyes. The original, I don't know what it is about him.
Yeah, I almost didn't change those eyes because I kind of liked them. It actually took me until I had finished, because I did one where he didn't have a blue head too. I almost couldn't decide which one I liked more, but I literally finished this, and then I was like, I feel like I want to bring back the blue head, and then I brought back the blue head.
Yeah, good call.
No, good call on that. It definitely brings something more to the design.
Okay, good.
I also like the shiny
Oh, yeah.
grizzly bear head.
My brain is so broken because you posted that. I'm like, oh, sweet, the Freddy Fazbear colors.
There's my Freddy Fazbear.
Freddy Freezebear.
Freddy Freezebear. All right, my next guy is Manectric, and I love Gen 3 so much. There really aren't a lot of Pokemon in Gen 3 that I don't like, but ever since I was a kid, both Manectric and Electrike, I don't know, they felt so... Some Pokemon have impulsive design feel to them, where it's just sort of like they had an idea and they drew it down, and it really works. But Manectric and Electrike, it was like, I don't know, we need an electric type, they gotta be fast, go. I think this is still a time in Pokemon's history where like one person was coming up with most of the designs, and there are close to 150 Pokemon in Gen 3, so I don't blame them for, just coming up with a couple of half-cocked designs.
Couple of stinkers.
Nonetheless, I don't love Manectric. My biggest problem with it is that it's supposed to be fast, but it's so not aerodynamic. Every part of it sticks up, and like I can't picture it running. The main thing I wanted to do was kind of capture the silhouette that its Mega Evolution has, because I actually really like its Mega Evolution.
It's cool.
And again, I didn't really change that much, but just fixed the biggest issues that I had with it.
Ooh.
So I liked, because it is Manectric, I think that's its name, Manectric, like it has the mane. So I wanted to keep the mane. I just wanted the mane to flow. I wanted the mane to feel aerodynamic. I kept the lightning bolt shape, like I said, like from the Mega Evolution. The body more or less stayed the same. I got rid of the tail because I just didn't feel like it needed it, with those cool like fur spikes on its hips there.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of like Jolteon.
I like how you gave it proper ears instead of the weird ear holes.
Yeah, like the holes on the side.
What is it even
So
supposed to
weird.
be? It's like a big triangle head.
Yeah. I feel like they drew it without the ear holes, and then they're like, I don't know, that feels weird, and then they put the ear holes on it. So yeah, I wanted to kind of keep the pointed up silhouette, because it does kind of have like the lightning rod thing going on, where like you can see lightning striking its head. I wanted to make them actual ears so that like when it's running, the ears can go back so that it stays streamlined and looks aerodynamic, rather than it just having this big Dorito on its head.
Yeah.
I definitely do like it. It almost gives is that really big the maned wolf?
Oh yeah.
It feels like they might have been going for that, but it feels too short to be a maned wolf if that's what they're trying to do.
I like how with the spikes, like you made them, it looks like fur, like spiky fur, whereas in the old one, like especially on like his hips, like that yellow bit, it looks like it's like hard. Now it looks like he's just spiky and furry, and it looks right now.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I was looking at it. It reminds me of like Dragon Ball, where like some characters will just weirdly have spikes coming out of them, and you're not sure like is it flesh, is it bone, is it like exoskeleton, and it's just I wanted to make it look a little more clearly like fur.
It looks like all the parts on Manectric would be like solid that are yellow. But this one feels like so much more like you touch it and it's like, oh, that's fur, that's obviously fur.
I've always felt that Manectric kind of looks like awkward in the way of like a middle stage kind of.
Yeah.
I always
doesn't
felt
look
like it could've
finished.
evolved.
Yeah.
This just works for me way more.
Thank you. The other thing I changed is its species type. It is rather the discharge Pokemon, and I decided to change that. I understand the context. I just figured, maybe I'll just call it the lightning Pokemon.
Maybe don't call it that. Yeah.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
I really like seeing it next to Electrike now. It actually looks like a good evolution, but it still looks so much like Electrike, but just more evolved,
Yeah, I mean, because Electrike has more of that aerodynamic looking head. The fur comes back behind it. I think actually having this evolution makes me like Electrike a little bit more. I feel like, okay, it's going somewhere with the kind of
Yeah,
awkwardness
it,
of the
like,
puppy.
Bicycle helmet.
I always thought it was a bicycle helmet.
I can see that.
So those are my guys. Those are my changes.
Those are great. Those are
Bravo.
awesome.
Thank you.
They're not Pokemon that I really have problems with, but then when you showed them, like, yeah, why is it that
Yeah,
way?
I almost feel the same way. Like, I don't hate either of these Pokemon. I'm just thinking about Pokemon where it's like, they're so close to something I could like, but I don't like them. All right, Tubbs, you want to bring us home?
Yeah, let's see.
So for mine, we're gonna start with Sneasler, who Sneasler is just a funky looking Pokemon.
It really is.
I'm gonna rip into this thing real quick.
Go for it.
Sneasler's body is so awkward. It almost looks like they wanted to have something completely different from Weavile.
Yeah.
So they just made a Sneasel longer, including Sneasel's weird little body. But that works for Sneasel, because Sneasel's just a silly little creature. But for Sneasler, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
But, like, the claws are so cool.
Yeah.
The claws are, like, the main thing. I really like the claws, and I'm like, why are the feet just normal white little toes? It's like, that's, like, the only other place that white shows up on the color palette.
That's true.
And it bothers me a lot. The thing that hurts me the most about Sneasler is Hisuian Sneasel is so cool.
I do love Hisui and Sneasel.
Sick, yeah.
Hisuian Sneasel had it figured out. That purple, that smugginess,
Yeah.
the gray, it all came together into something. I ripped into Sneasler, but I do like the elements of it. I also should mention, when I was talking about the body shape, I also was thinking it's called the free climb Pokemon.
Yes.
It does not have like what I would consider to be a climber's body.
Not really, right?
No.
It doesn't look like it has a climber's body, and the only thing that would imply that it kind of lives in colder climates is its coloring. So, for my tree design, I went ahead and tried to completely go into more...
Yeah!
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He is buff now.
He's monkey.
He is kind of a
I
monkey.
love monkeys, and I feel like the body plan of a monkey is so good, and it works for a Pokemon that would have a lot to do for climbing.
Agree.
I feel like there's not enough Pokemon that are bigger and buffer, that have a slight feminine energy to them. So I wanted to have Sneasler kind of fulfill that role.
Nice.
I decided to carry down the poison claws down to its feet just because I think it makes more sense if the claws match the claws on the hands.
Yeah.
They don't have to be as extreme, but just to match them. I tried balancing the colors between them with a little bit more gray and a little bit more blue. But for the most part, it was me just self-indulging. I do like top-heavy mons. I like mons that have like big upper
Yeah,
bodies
agreed.
and tiny little legs.
I mean, something that's so great about a top-heavy Pokemon in this case is that there's so much implied movement here. I mean, obviously the pose you put it in gives us the sense that it's climbing the mountain as we speak, but you can really get the idea of it swinging those big claws with its upper body, and not just like climbing, because Sneasler, like in Legends Arceus, kind of just... But I picture this guy, he is like, he is swinging those arms, and he is getting all the way up to the top, and once it gets up there, you can jump off, grab onto a tree, swing around, flip, do all kinds of cool acrobatics, and then like, you know, chill. Then go full monkey and like pierce a big berry with those claws and just kind of chew on it while he's chilling.
Well, chilling on a cliff.
It actually looks like now it could carry the player in a basket on its back.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
with
it does
that.
in the game.
That was another thing that didn't make sense to me. It's like, that carries the player. I know it's a larger Sneasler, but it's like, that's still like a rather like slim build
Yeah.
to be carrying a whole person
Yeah.
on your back
Especially
and
like
climbing a mountain.
yeah, especially in 3D, it just looks like a weird like Dr. Seuss
Yeah.
thing.
It does look very Dr. Seussian. The proportions of just like stretching out a Sneasel makes the head feel so awkward that it's like completely unchanged. Like it's like a baby head on an adult body. Like the fact that you gave it this fur collar not only makes it feel more like it lives in a snowy area, but it helps it with that awkward skinny little neck that it has originally.
My original sketch had a neck, but I'm like, no, I think it looks better if it's just like, it just got no neck and it's just all fur.
Yeah.
Transitions into the body.
You got the like Pokemon rendering down really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. This is the only thing I draw. I hope I have it.
No, Tubbs is the master. When I'm getting to rendering, I always like pull up your Instagram and like, all right, let's do a little master study here.
That means so much. Oh my, that's awesome.
Very good job. Amazing. This is definitely. I always kind of knew that we had similar tastes in Pokemon, but this is definitely like. I would never think about what I would change about Sneasler, but if I could, this is absolutely the changes I would make. Looks awesome.
Thank you. I just it was really self-indulgent for me. This is a Tubbs core design. For my next one, I went with just the hero form of Palafin because I like Finizen. I think Finizen is a perfectly serviceable Pokemon. It's a silly little dolphin with a little bubble ring. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that. And then, personally, I think a lot of what they did in Gen 7 with the Dunsparce and other stuff like that was really funny. So I'm totally cool with Palafin just being a different a Finizen with a heart on his chest.
Yeah, I love that.
Finizen is Finn plus citizen. So it is trying to fit in with the citizens, like Superman.
Yeah.
But then it changes into Palafin hero form. I'm like, ooh.
There's a lot of awkward things going on here.
Something about
the blue stuff is supposed to be bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh. It looks like rubber gloves.
Yeah, it looks like latex gloves. It looks like
Pool floaties.
Yeah. Like when they went to Glove World and SpongeBob.
Yes.
There's that one card art I can't find of the shiny.
Oh, the shiny?
Palafin.
Yes.
It just shows me it's like I don't think Palafin needs a whole lot of like complete redesign, like a complete overhaul to look cool. I think you could have a Pokemon that is humanoid, but I think it needs to be an animal first and then humanoid. So for my redesign of Palafin, I just I full went on and just making him a little bit more dolphin-like.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Oh, that's perfect.
This reminds me a lot of your starter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was drawing this, I'm like, am I drawing the same thing again?
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, they're similar in concept. I just think it makes more sense. Like, I actually changed my starter after I saw Palafin to like be more of like an upwards position because my starter is almost me wanting to what I wanted from Palafin. So that I did end up going very similar, even though Shiny's a little similar. But,
Yeah, I like that shiny. Yeah.
That's great.
I just wanted to get rid of the strange gloves. I tried working in like it's not even a cape. It's just like a little neck thing.
Yeah.
It's just the collar.
Yeah.
Which is so odd to me.
On his shoulders, like you can see like the cape connectors, but then where does that go?
It doesn't go anywhere.
Epaulets that do nothing.
I don't even think a cape would work for a dolphin because they have like dorsal fins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up just going fully on making it more dolphin-y. I mostly kept a lot of the aspects the same. The one thing I didn't realize until like I'd fully rendered it was the heart on its chest isn't only a heart, it's a whale tail as well.
Yeah.
And I think I missed out on that.
That's definitely the best part of the hero form's design is like it's equal parts a heart, a whale tail, and also looks like a superhero like crest. Yeah, that is definitely the best thing that it has going for it. And I like that you kept more or less the same colors that the quote bubbles unquote have, but like you just made it patterns on the body. Plays the same, it serves the same purpose, but it doesn't look so strange. Like even in game with like the textures, there are like so many complicated textures in Scarlet and Violet, but for some reason Palafin is still just like weird rubbery bubbles.
I would almost accept the bubble hands if they were clear somewhat.
Yeah.
You could see that it had like fins inside of it. But it's like there's no indication that they're fins. It looks like bubble gloves over a hand.
Yeah.
The expression to me is so much better. Like this guy looks way more confident. I don't know, something about the head on regular Palafin is kind of, it makes me feel like it's like an inflatable.
Yeah.
He's so round.
Yeah. And his eyes are so far apart. Like I think they're supposed to interpret those as like goggles, like the bubbles over his eyes, but it just does look a little awkward. Also, just like this key art in general is kind of awkward. Like it's not really an interesting looking pose, and It looks like it's on a weird angle, and
Yeah, he doesn't about to fall over.
yours is very much proud and bum ba da dun.
Yeah.
When I was designing it, I had pictures of All Might pulled up on my computer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I wanted that vibe. I wanted the All Might vibe for this one.
I can really so much more see like Palafin in its, citizen form, literally like standing up like in one movement, turning into this form.
Like, I wanted to keep its body plan very similar to Finizen, where it's like, it's completely different shapes on Palafin.
Yeah.
Like, the tail fin turns into a weird clown shoes.
Yeah, that is really weird.
It's just a whole lot of strange decisions.
Yeah.
It's a
close.
shame because it's a really good idea.
Yeah, yeah. That was another poke because I didn't get spoilers for Scarlet and Violet. So, like, I evolved Finizen, and I was like, wait, what? And then it shows you the Pokedex page, and you're like, wait, what is that? That's not what I have here. And it took me so long to figure out how to get the form change. So it is a really cool concept, but I do think your execution is much stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
All right. How do we feel? We feel content? I feel like these were freaking awesome is what I
I
feel.
love these.
I was so excited to see what you guys would be cooking up.
Yeah, this was a great variety in Pokemon picked, and a great variety in concepts in our redos and our execution. Let's give these guys a big hand for joining me today in this video. I hope you all enjoyed our changes, but if you don't, be sure to leave very mean comments down below. I jest, of course. We would love to hear your thoughts on these choices, our changes, and which Pokemon you would change if you could. Be sure to check out Tubbs, Emilio, and Aussie on social media. They all make amazing artwork, and I fully expect everyone watching this right now to go give them a big old follow, and maybe even a like or two. I don't know, it's up to you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know if you'd like to see more collab videos like this in the future, but for now, we'll see you in the next video.